Howdy folks, and welcome to my NXT review for February 25th, 2015. Okay, we had an exciting show this week. We started off with Hideo versus Dempsey of all people. I wasn't really sure where this match was going, why it was here, why they're fighting. It was kind of an odd combination. It was sort of a size versus speed match, not strength. It was a lot of, well, you know the way Dempsey works. There's a lot of big sort of like full weight behind what he does. He's a powerful guy, but it's not like a lot of power moves. In the end, Hideo wins with the flying, running dropkick. Definitely needs another finisher. Needs something he can hit a guy with that's the size, something like Bull Dempsey, that's not a running dropkick. It's a little more impactful. Post-match, Breeze comes out from behind, super kicks him on the entrance ramp. And one of my favorite moments of the night, you see Breeze out there with the selfie stick, trying to get the perfect selfie with Hideo's basic corpse laying behind him. Tries it twice from where he is, he can't quite get there. So he moves further down the entrance ramp, pops the selfie stick back up, and you can basically see his horror as Hideo is standing behind him, and Hideo basically gets up and like kicks his ass at this point. Pretty cool, really cool segment there, setting up, continuing their rivalry from the pay-per-view, NXT rival. Up next, we find out Brian Kendrick's here this week. Get a hype package from him. Really interesting thing was they basically looks like they edited out Ezekiel Jackson from almost all the footage they have of him. Probably because he's Big Rick over in Lucha Underground right now. I can sort of see why they did that. Next up, we have the Lucha Dragons versus Jason Jordan and Ty Dillanger. Jason Jordan and Ty Dillanger, great guys in the ring. They definitely know what they're doing. But these guys, just like, I've never had a reason to care what they're doing. I don't know who they are, what they've done, why they're fighting the Lucha Dragons. But most of that's taken care of during this match. Lucha Dragons doing pretty good. Jason Jordan starts off, plays the power game pretty well. And then Ty Dillanger gets in there. And he's doing pretty decently, and then Jason Jordan's like trying to get a tag me in. He's like, nah, cool off, I got this. And then he starts getting his ass kicked. He goes to tagging Jason Jordan, who's like, I'm not gonna have any of this. At that point, he hops off the apron and just walks away. Ty Dillinger's left by himself, gets double teamed, and the Lucha Dragons pick up the win. I don't know if this means the Lucha Dragons are completely out of the title picture at this point. You'd think they'd be the guys sort of going after them at this point, but I guess not. We have a Finn Balor interview that comes up next. Basically, he's not looking past Brian Kendrick. Or he's not looking past Brian Kendrick to face Kevin Owens. So he's basically focused on what he's got going now. I like that. It keeps him as sort of the humble character that he is. We go back to the ring. We got Ty Dillanger there, who's basically demanding that Jason Jordan come back here, explain what happened, why did you leave me, what's going on. I'm going to be here all night. I don't care who else is coming down to the ring. I'll kick their ass. Baron Corbin's entrance music hits. Spotlight's on the entrance ramp. His cool sort of walk out there, stare at him. Makes his cool entrance. Goes down there, I think he hits like one clothesline and the end of days and lays him out, and the ref makes the 3 count. I don't know why this is a sanctioned match, but you know what? It's pretty cool. It continues the Ty Dillinger thing, and you know what? I have a reason to care who he is now. That's a good thing. We get an interview with Charlotte next. She's going to be facing... She gets her rematch against Sasha Banks next week, and basically her entire thing is that Sasha never beat her one-on-one, and the title's coming back to her. Nice sort of hype for next week. We get a little Sami Zayn promo that like, hey, you know what? He was healthy enough to go to Abu Dhabi, so he's okay. We'll see what that means. We wind up with Bayley versus Becky Lynch next. Great back and forth match. Crowd loves them both. I liked Becky Lynch better when she had the whole denim thing going on. The red and white sort of Harley Quinn-esque tights. Pretty cool. But, I don't know. I like their stuff better. I think it fit the whole, like, rocker chick better. Becky wins with this crazy armbar. She does the normal thing where Bayley's on her stomach and she's basically pulling back on the arm. Then she sort of, like, goes and sits on her back and basically has the arm between her legs and is wrenching back on it. And gets the submission win at that point. I've never seen an armbar done like that. That was pretty freaking vicious. Up next, they have Rhino. He does an interview with the Why Am I Here You know what? These guys have intensity. I see fire in their eyes. I have the same intensity, the same fire in my eyes. I've arrived here to make an example, climb to the top, cut people in half. Gore, gore, gore. You know how it goes. Pretty cool thing to see. It's interesting they're hyping up that NXT is like the place to go now. They're not even like bringing people in. They're not aiming for Raw. They're aiming for NXT, which is pretty cool. But that's sort of self-defeating for the whole like developmental idea. So I'm not sure where that's going. They catch up with Jason Jordan backstage, and basically they want to know why he did what he did. And he says he'll explain when he's ready. Ooh, drama. It's carrying on. We'll see what happens there, but you know what? I have a reason to care now, so we'll tune in next week and find out. Then we get to our main event. It's Brian Kendrick versus Finn Balor. Baylor. I'm going to keep alterating those. We have Kevin Owens on commentary, who I am still convinced he only owns one t-shirt and it's his own wrestling shirt. That's all you ever see him in. Everyone else has backstage attire, not him. Through the course of the match, you see Alex Riley basically digs into him on commentary a few times, and Kevin Owens basically gets up and walks off. He's like, I'm going to leave before I do something I'm going to regret. Kendrick and Balor is an amazing match. Lots of back and forth action. Basically, it's everything you'd expect from these guys. If you remember Kendrick's run at SmackDown, the guy can go. But like this is the first time he's ever seemed like a threat, which is really cool to see. So, points for NXT, you took the guy who was basically like enhancement talent on SmackDown, and in one night you've made him look like hell. He could have been a contender for the title, so that's really cool. Kendrick hits this ridiculous tiger suplex, like locks both their arms from behind, and I swear Balor landed on his head when he hit that one. It was pretty vicious. But Balor does come back in the end with from that, hits the crazy like running drop kick that launches the guy in the corner, and follows up with a double foot stomp. I guess it's the coup de grace is what they're calling it now. But here's the thing, like, this also goes back to why Hideo needs a better finisher, because if that's someone else's setup move, you can't have that as your finisher. Basically, Balor celebrates in the ring, and then you see Kevin Owens comes out, stares down Balor for a minute, walks over, and basically pounds on Alex Riley, tosses him over the announce desk. Then he sort of looks back at Balor and just walks away. Pretty great thing for Owens. I like him. He's, I don't know, if he was a D&D character, he's a blackguard. He's this strange villain with his own sense of, like, order, and he's got his own, like, code of ethics. Pretty cool. I guess the big match for next week's going to be Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, rematch for the NXT Women's title. Looking forward to that, so we'll see what happens next week. Hopefully you guys like this. I'm trying to do these video reviews instead of writing them up. You can follow me on Twitter. The Twitter handle is right here, at Major Rampage. Please like and subscribe to this video. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.